Everybody in the organization need to report to that same person. When there is a confidence from the top management to the middle management and the supervisory level. If A- knows how to solve it, he'll go with a better thing. Nobody can actually cheat you by not doing the work. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here. Now in this chapter, that is Organizing and Staffing, I'm going to explain you the very important topic today, that is called decentralization. Now what exactly decentralization is? Now before knowing what is the meaning of decentralization, one should always concentrate and they should learn about a topic called centralization. Now what is centralization? Now centralization means one person will have a power, and that person will actually get all the things done from others efficiently and effectively. When you go with that, please understand, one man having all the powers. So what will happen? Everybody in the organization need to report to that same person. That is what is called as centralization. But there is a merit as well as a demerit. Now when it comes to centralization, what happens? The merit is what? Everybody need to follow him. The next one is everybody need to report him. But what is the demerit? Now he cannot look into each and every aspect because the line of command is too very big. So he can't manage it. And it is good for a small or a medium entrepreneurship, but not for a very big entrepreneurship. But whereas if you understand decentralization, now the same power, authority will be in many hands. Now what happens is, decentralization means distribution of authority and responsibility from one person to the another person, and the power will be with too many people. And now what happens is, they can manage efficiently as well as effectively and properly. So decentralization can be understood as the orderly assignment of what? Of authority throughout the levels of management in an organization. So here main thing is what? You need to go with authority. Next is, it describes the way in which power to take decision is allocated among various levels in the organization hierarchy. In the other word, it refers to dissemination of power, functions and responsibility away from the central location, that is from centralization to decentralization. I told you centralization is very good for a small company but not for a very big company, because you cannot see each and every department properly. Decentralization lessens the burden. It will reduce the burden of top level management and gives actual work. See, the actual work and the experience to whom you are supposed to give it to the middle level and the lower level. When you have people like this, right? Now when you go with this, we have something called the top level, the middle level and the supervisory level. The top level, they'll start giving decentralization, that is they'll distribute the work. When they start distributing the work, what happens is, now the real work is done by the middle level and the supervisory level, which they are supposed to do. And that is how it is. So decentralization lessens the burden of top level management and gives actual work experience to some of the middle and lower level executives, which improves their morale, so that they'll also be very much happy. Plus, they'll feel that confidence that the top level people are actually giving us responsibility. That means they feel that we deserve the experience. So here we have importance of decentralization. What are the importance of decentralization? Firstly, quick decision making, executive development, development of managerial skill. When I say development of managerial skill, now the middle level manager as well as the lower level managers or the executives, they have to actually get the experience of how to manage the way the top level usually manages. Next is relieves top management. See, this only happens when there is a confidence from the top management to the middle management and the supervisory level. Facilitates growth. The minute you get that responsibility, what happens is you have a practical exposure. Now you are supposed to grab the opportunity, take advantage of that responsibility, and then you are supposed to grow in the field of which you are working. Better control. Now people will listen to you because even you have got something called authority. See, until and unless if you don't get authority, until and unless you are not recognized by the management, now what happens is nobody will actually listen to you. You are supposed to go with a better control. And the last one here is effective communication. The main thing here is the better control. The more you go with the control, what happens is the better and effective communication will also happen because you are the person who will be leading the team. So you'll go with all these things. So decentralization, the important or the need if you go with it. Why we need it? Because of all the following. So we'll check one by one. The first one is quick decision making. Now decision making becomes quicker and better. See, these are the two things. One is quicker, another is better. I'll give you a hint here how exactly the decision making starts. Now we have this example of where we'll go with, there is a managing director. Now there are 3 departments, say HR manager is there, finance manager is there, and we have one of the production manager. Now this is a kind of centralization where MD have all the powers. Everybody need to report to him. Centralization. But what happens if there are too many people under these people? Now understand this. We have like this. I'm just giving you one example of HR manager. And this is how the decentralization will look like. Now, if supposingly there is this person called A, and here we have A dash, right? And here we have B, and we have here B dash. Now understand, if A need to take any decision, now if it was a centralization, what used to happen is A should report to A dash will report to HR manager will go with MD. Now the MD will respond. Now what happens? It goes and it comes here. Now MD will tell it to HR manager will tell A dash will tell A. Lot of time is required. But if it is decentralized, every department have their own authority, their own responsibility, they can take decisions. Now A will only take decisions or the order from A dash will tell yes, then it is done. So which is quicker, centralization or decentralization? I'll tell you, decentralization is quicker and better. See, for small task of what a decision should be taken by A will not reach to the managing director. That means A dash will only do it. But there is a problem here. What is the problem? If A dash knows how to solve it, he'll go with a better thing. Or else what happens is A dash need to report to his HR manager. So these are the things which you should know. Which is the nearest. Now understand. Decision making becomes quicker and better at the same time by pushing down the power to make a decision to the operational level. Now this is the operational level, which is nearest to the situation. Now which is the nearest to the situation? A is nearest to the situation. So that is how it is called as quick decision making. Second one is executive development. Understand? There is a development in the executive officers level. It encourages self-sufficiency and confidence among subordinates, as when the authority is delegated to the lower level They have to rely on their judgment. By such delegation, the executives are constantly, whenever you go with it, they have a constantly challenged and they have to find solution. See, I told you about this A and A dash, isn't it? Say here A dash and A. Now A need to report to A dash. That means A dash, if he has the authority and power, now it will be like constantly he will be pressurized for the solution, finding the solution for the problem they face in the day-to-day operation. So here what happens is there is a development, that to executive development for A dash. That means every day you have, see, life is that problem, solution, problem and solution. You are supposed to always not run away from the problem. The problem is always there with you. It will also come with you. You are supposed to come forward, step forward, ask the problem, what's your problem, you will get the solution. So that's the reason you should never run away from the problem. You are supposed to face it. Only when you face it, you get an experience. When you get an experience, that is what we call it as a development in yourself. Development of managerial skill, how to manage things, how to correct those things. Now, in a decentralized structure, subordinates get an opportunity to prove their ability. See, always if you go with this, you have a superior here, you have a subordinate here. Now, always whenever we go with decentralization, we are doing what? Distribution of authority and responsibility. Superior will go with decentralization. He will go with more powers. He'll give the powers to the subordinate. Now, subordinate gets an opportunity to prove their ability, and management also get a pool of competent manpower which can be placed at the challenging and responsibility prone situation by way of promotions. Now here, if he makes sure that he is doing the work properly, he will be getting promotion. Now the superior will actually go to the top. Now that is how the management things happens. Relieves top management. Now when they relieve top management, why? Because whenever we go with decentralization, it will lesser the burden of top management. So it reduces the extent of direct supervision over subordinates by the supervisor, as they are given the liberty. So please understand, these are the words which you are supposed to write in the examination. That is, as they are given the liberty to decide and act accordingly within the limited set by the superior. Now again, the superior will not give them full-on, let's say 100% liberty. There is a certain kind of a liberty, say 70 to 80%, and they are supposed to be with that kind of a liberty and enjoy those powers. As a result, the top management gets more time. So what the top management will do? To take policy decisions. They'll actually go with policy decisions. Like you have something like start going for planning, organizing, right? Staffing, controlling and directing. That is, you have directing and controlling. So they can go with all these other functions of management rather than actually see the routine work, what's happening from the superior end or to the subordinate end. Facilitates growth. It confers greater independence. See, when you have that fledged, that is 100% free-fledged kind of a liberty, what happens is the lower management level along with the heads of departments, that is divisions, units, or see, whenever you go with it, the divisions or units, as it let them perform functions in the way that is most appropriate for their department or division. Now what happens is they have kind of feeling that yes, we already have independency, we have liberty, now we can take our decisions, we can go with it. Now what happens is it will definitely facilitate a group growth. That is, you will be independent. You don't have anybody else to actually say whether your decision is right or wrong. You can go for it. When you understand that platform is given to you and you're using it, now the management will also feel that, yes, this is a person who is really good and he is efficient. Now what happens is you will be getting a promotion, more fringe benefits, incentives, more salary, more accommodation kind of a feeling. Now here what it does, job security is confirmed. See, what the company wants is, the company wants you to perform. Now you are a performer, will the company leave you? That is a question which you are supposed to ask yourself. Now it propagates a sense of competition among various departments to outperform others. When you are really doing good in your department, the other department will also look into your department, and even they feel that even they should work really hard. See, there is a advantage for both, that is individually you can grow, plus the organization will also grow. Next one is better control. Now what is this better control? When you have more authority, you will have more control over what you are doing it. The performance of each level can be measured, and departments are also held accountable separately for their results. The extent to which organization goals are achieved and the contribution of each department is determined. Now when you go with decentralization, everything is transparent. Who has committed mistake, you will get to know, because the immediate superior is a person who will look into your efficiency. Now that is where what happens is, nobody can actually lie, or nobody can actually cheat you by not doing the work. Everybody will actually work, and they are supposed to give the results. That's the reason the targets are set. And in decentralization, what happens here is, will be very much in a radar, where the top management will check whether you are a performer or you are not a performer. So decentralization will lead to a better control. And lastly, effective communication. The communication system of the organization become more effective through decentralization. It also builds a strong relationship between superior and subordinate. See, all the subordinate will be very free to talk to their superior about what exactly the career planning is, what is and how the development should happen, how the training process should happen, and where are they lacking behind. Everything they'll have a communication with their superior, so that they can actually master the art of how to get the things done efficiently and effectively. So through decentralization, we can say that these are all the importance of decentralization. Any doubt you have regarding this, students, please do call us. We're always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.